All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Ba'ashem Kodash, double honors to the elders and apostles of Spirit and Stone. Shalom to the elect pushing this world in truth and in sincerity. Although we have received in mercy of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. Yahweh Shai is the name of his only begotten Son. The so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans are Israelites according to the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. I want to make it known that the RFID microchip is the MOTV. The serpent juice is the precursor to the MOTV. Yahweh Shai, whom dwelling in what they call Jesus, is about to make his return upon the earth to deliver his elect and to pour out judgment as it is written. So I want to go straight into this lesson, showing you why the scriptures refer to America as the hammer of the whole earth. So I'm going to play this clip because this video was inspired by this clip itself. I didn't even finish watch the clip, but by around 2 to 3 minutes in, I had to pause the video and bring it back and go for precepts and articles to some extent to show you why America is referred to as the hammer of the whole earth in the scriptures. Yeah? And you're not going to see America in the Bible. You're going to see Babylon, or sometimes it's referred to as Egypt. So let's go straight into it.
I think our reverence for the truth might have become a bit of a distraction that is preventing us from finding consensus and getting important things done.
You can see why Donald Trump won in a landslide. And here is Jon Stewart with a message to the pollsters who protected the left from the truth. See why.
The election. Election. They're not in the business of report. That they lie about everything. It's like they lie about everything and then they have the nerve to morally judge us. Like if you just watch even just the last few weeks of the Trump election, they're not in the business of reporting the news. They're totally just in the business of making you feel like you're a bad person if you don't fall in line with the regime. America has this giant war machine, right? Like we're just always at war. We're the most war-hungry country in the world. Even if we're taking a little bit of a break from a war, we'll fight 2 more proxy wars while we do that. America looks back at the 90s, Bill Clinton, as the time of peace and prosperity. We call it peace because we only fought a war in like Serbia and had a blockade around Iraq and were like bombing the crap out of Iraq with a few other military interventions in there too. You know, the UN estimated that Bill Clinton's sanction and bombing regime of Iraq, okay, everyone just thinks of George H.W. Bush's war and W's war, but Bill Clinton was bombing Iraq his whole time. He had a full blockade around the country. The UN estimated that 500,000 children died of starvation or malnutrition due to the blockade. Now, I've heard people argue, by the way, that that number is exaggerated. Maybe it wasn't 500,000, maybe it was only 100,000. So that's the time that...
But the thing that people don't understand, when you go into Revelation, I want to say 6. This is Revelation 6 verse 3. And when I had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red. And this represents these Edomites, which you know today as the Caucasians. And power was given unto him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And what was the blessing that Esau received of his father Isaac? He was blessed with the sword. So going back to this clip.
So that's the time that we consider peace, when we were just starving 100,000 children to death in Iraq. And you, everybody in the corporate media, are in the business of every single one of those wars. You sold them. Everyone. My entire vote for Donald Trump, or maybe I dare to question the results of the last election.
So, as he made mention of America have this big war machine, and that's true, because this is where the premise of this video is really on. You know, when we hear that statement, the first thought came to mind is what's written in Jeremiah 50 verse 22. It says, "A sound of battles in the land, and of great destruction." And as I can say, but where you hear I get sound now, yo? Almost in every media outlet, you hear them make mention of World War III. And in Matthew 24, Luke 21, Mark 13, the scripture tells us you have wars and rumors of wars. We're not supposed to be troubled because we have been warned, and we trust in the words that have been spoken before by the prophets. And we hear the alarm of war, yo. We see what take place in the Middle East. We see what transpire now between Ukraine and Russia. We see what build up in the South China Sea between China and US and their allies. And tension just stir up more and more as draw nigh unto that great battle. Verse 23, "How is the armor of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation amongst the nation?" And that's the question. Because right now people can't fathom to see America fall from their power. But the thing is, they're going to witness it. And they're going to see with their own eyes how Yahweh Shemi and Shai going to bring down America from off of them high horse, out of that poor seat. Verse 24, "I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon." And this is talking about America. Let me say that once more. "And thou was not aware, thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against Yahweh. Yahweh had opened his armory, and had brought forth the weapon of his indignation. For this is the work of the Lord Yahweh of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. It shall come against her from the uttermost border, and open her storehouses, cast her up as heap, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left." When I jump to verse 29, it goes as far as to "Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her works, according to all that she had done do unto her, for she had been proud against Yahweh, against the Holy One of Israel." And Babylon, ancient Babylon didn't fall like this, but America is going to fall like this, yeah, by these nuclear missiles that are being rapidly developed by various countries around the world. Hypersonic missiles that these defense missiles can shoot out of the sky. And these are the times that we're in right now, yo. So I want to go to this. So this is Blue Marble. So it's an America conflict and crisis. The US is sending more troops to the Middle East. Where in the world are US military deployed? So it's in short, Iran's foreign minister warned the Israeli government to stop airstrikes on Gaza Strip, or else anything is possible at any moment and the region will go out of control. In response, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin announced in a statement the deployment of more U.S. troops to the region in 2022. There were about 170,000 troops stationed outside of the U.S. and its territories. As of June 2023, there were over 30,000 U.S. troops stationed in the Middle East alone. Where are the U.S. military stationed around the world? While the U.S. boasts its military presence in the Middle East, it maintains troops on every continent. This is why America is referred to as the what? Hammer of the whole earth. And what? Every continent. As of September 2022, there are 171,736 active duty military troops across 178 countries, with the most in Japan, 53,973, Germany 35,781, and South Korea 25,372. These three countries also have the most US military bases, 120, 119, and 73 respectively. There are around 750 US military bases in at least 80 countries, though Al Jazeera says the number may be even higher as not all data is published by the Pentagon. Many US military bases were built after World War II, when the US took position as the global leader and peacekeeper in and around Japan and Germany, which explains why those two countries have the most bases. Then the Cold War and the Korean War gave the US another reason for global military expansion to contain communism. Where in the world are US military deployed? Does it look on the green dots, yo? Take a good look. The US has since expanded into the Middle East and surrounding area. Turkey, Kuwait, and Saudi Arabia each have at least 10 bases. From October 2001 through September 2020, US taxpayers pay $6.4 trillion to the federal government that went to wars in Afghanistan, Iraq, Syria, Pakistan in the post 9/11 years. To 2020, the Department of Defense also received an $884 billion increase to its baseline budget. In 2022, the US spent $877 billion on its military, the most of any country, and more than China, Russia, India, Saudi Arabia, the UK, Germany, France, South Korea, Japan, and Ukraine combined. This figure includes $19.9 billion in military aid to Ukraine, according to the report. The US spent $2,169 on the military per person. According to NATO data, in total, the US spent about 12% of all its spending on the military compared to China, 4.79%, and they're still going to be destroyed, yo. They say historically, the US has used promoting democracy as justification for its far-reaching military network, although US dependence on oil from the Middle East also has been an underlying motive for direct military intervention or meddling in political development, according to the Global Policy Forum. So basically, that give you a sum up of the hammer of the whole earth here, showing you why America is referred to as the hammer of the whole earth. So as I say, I'm not going to make you this video long. That was just the thought that came to mind, and I just brought out some information just to coincide with what the young man just said about America and their warmongering mentality. Yeah. So I hope this is edifying. That I want to say Kalalal, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Shalom.